chats here. First one says, answer me this then. The system doesn't make you concede, but does it help you score more goals for you to win?
Yeah, okay. It's going to sound mad, but yes. You know why? Because we're getting to the opposition's goal a lot cleaner and a lot better, and there's players in better positions.
We have possession in the box for the other opponent's box for once in our play.
No, like the touch in the opposition's box has gone up from when Ten Hag was here.
Big chances.
So it's clear for me, and I don't know about anyone else, but it's clear for me to see that it's player quality hampering the system that is trying to. Oh, sorry, new microphone. There's trying to hamper the system that we're trying to implement.
We used to walk away from wins not feeling good because we knew we weren't the better side. We used to be like, we'll take the W. That was me. I'm that guy.
Yeah.
But now we at least see something.
I agree. So I look at it this way, Le Rouge and Blue. I want to make sure I say it right. Unless you, and this is the thing, and so what I'm saying, I'm open to changing my mind. So when I've listened to Pep Guardiola talk about systems, Sir Alex, I've heard Van Gaal in his pomp speak about tactics and systems, and they all state the same thing, or words to the effect of, my job as a coach is to make the team structured to be hard to break down and hard to penetrate through open play. We're talking about the system during games, during open play here, not set pieces. That's one thing where I would question Ruben Amorim. And the other part of my job is to create a system where we can work the ball to the edge of the opponent's box. When you get to the edge of the opponent's box, that's about the individual players having the creation and the vision and the execution to create the chances and or score the goals. So I get where you're coming from, and I see a better structure. And in today's game, as an example, one thing we do really, really well when we attack now is you have the kind of, you can call them inverted runs, but it's the midfield players making these runs into the box each time. The lack of quality in our final ball today was awful. And I'm liking that we're having more possession. And United made a really big mistake with Van Gaal. I always remember saying this. I understand why he went. I get it. We then went and bought Paul Pogba and Zlatan Ibrahimovic. And I believe this. It's a theory because we never got to test it. I'll believe it until this day. If you would have given Van Gaal's system where we had all of the ball, but we lacked star quality at the edge of the box, if you would have put Paul Pogba into that attacking left midfield role and Zlatan as the number 9 for that Van Gaal system, I think we'd have yielded more wins. And because his system was like possession based, if you have all the possession and you score the most goals and you win the games, nobody would have been complaining about him. Our problem was we did lack overarching quality from our so-called star players in those roles. So it's a really good super chatting question, my friend. The sad thing is that all the goals we're conceding has nothing to do with the system, but down to individual errors. And do you know what's interesting about that, Andre? And again, rivals won't care for this because this is what I'm saying to Man United fans in the short term and medium term. Rivals want us to turn on Ruben. They are desperate for it. And you've always got to look at this. If you're about to sell a player and everyone goes, you're selling a certain player and laughing, that means I know the player's good. At his core, they know the player's good, as an example. They used to sing songs and they used to celebrate every single week when Ten Hag was still here. They're not doing that right now, rivals. Rivals want us to turn on Ruben, which tells you they know that he's doing the right things in on the field of play. However, for me, you've got to focus on that first of all. The errors are happening because the players don't know what they're doing properly yet. And I think that these errors are happening because they're not just, you'll know this, Cam, you did martial arts. And we're all, anyone who's done martial arts at any level, you'll talk this from day one. The way that all the instructors, the senseis, the coaches, whatever they're called, okay, is that like, we need to get it to where when a punch is thrown at you, the way you duck, block, move, counter, it has to become instinctual. If you're thinking about what to do when the punch is thrown, in reality, in a fight on the mats or on the street, you're getting punched in the face because you're thinking about it. These things have to become instinctual. We do all these like body locks and sort of grappling things. And it's weird that now if someone like grabs certain parts of my body, I'll instantly do something because it was years of training. The problem is with these players is that they do not know off by heart, the system yet. And that is what is leading to a lot of mistakes. The set pieces is the only area, Andre, where I would say that'd be the one thing. If I was sitting in a room and I had control and power and I was talking to the manager, the one thing I'd be saying to Ruben is, what the fuck are you doing on set piece training? That's the one thing where I think maybe your match preparation, Maybe you should spend a whole match prep on set pieces or something, because for me, that is the one real area of criticism that I have for him, is that, to be fair. This year, so just wondering if Cam still thinks United have an equal starting 11 to Chelsea right now. It's obvious you need to revamp the squad just like we did.
I mean, obviously not. I mean, I said that at the start of the season, the very start of the season. But no, Chelsea's team is obviously miles ahead of us right now.
Of course, yeah. No, I hear you on that. Play the system players are convertible with. Sorry, play the system players are convertible with why 3 at the back when the players can't buy a win. I don't know what you mean, Red Indian. I honestly don't know what you're saying.
I'm not even trying to figure out. But
I'm not even trying to be rude. I don't get what you're saying at all. And you have to put this. What I don't want to see Man United do is what we've tried to do in the last 11 years, is playing the best system for the crop of players we've got now, and not implementing how we want to play in the future. That's led to us failing in the medium to long term. Van Nistelrooy is a much better manager. Listen, I love what Ruud did, but all Ruud did was pack the midfield and to go boys out there and play. That wasn't implementing a style. He was caretaking. If Ruud had stayed and was looking to implement a style from scratch, strip everything out to the bare bones and rebuild it, he would have also gone through similar, in my personal opinion. I'm sorry, we want a manager to abandon his principles that got him here, when we just criticized the previous manager for abandoning his principles. Joshua Jack, you're so right. This is why I'm saying, any Man United fan saying this, I genuinely mean it in a nice way. They're not, if you scratch beneath their whatever their handle is and whatever their profile picture is, I'm telling you, they're not Man United fans. I'm telling you, they're rivals in cosplay. They can't be. They just can't be, in my opinion.
One thing I will say, I remember a few games back, a super chat mentioned playing just like the young players and just going from there. And I said no, because like I don't think it'll change much. My mind is changing. Not everywhere, all over the pitch, but say like Javi Amas, screw it, play him. He's an actual left wing back. Play the kid. Have we got a centre back have we got a centre back in the academy that could help with some bit of pace in the defense?
I don't think centre back's a problem right now, though.
No, I know, but like, I'm just saying, I'm just wheeling off. Just I'm just wheeling off.
Like
Ruben,
I hear
you. I think that's where one place where you can change things. Like, screw it. Is there a young goalkeeper who can't get beat ball corners in the flipping academy? Play him. Do something. That's one thing I'll say. If you want to do something different in certain holes in the team, until we get new players in, let's try some young players, man. Because at this point, all I'm caring about is not getting relegated.
And these are the things that, again, this is why we should have had this is where Ineos have to take the L on this. This is why we should have had a pre-season for players to maybe prove themselves good, bad, or indifferent. The manager's giving people chances, and I think that a lot of them are showing him that they are not good enough and that they shouldn't be here, and they can't handle the system, or they're not good enough, or some of it's pressure. Because I actually think for the first time the players are feeling pressure, in the sense of, God, we can't just run for a brick wall for 3 months and survive. It's almost a case of, Barada spoke a lot about this, how they're really pushing for there to be sort of really, really pushing hard for long-term consistency. But that sometimes means going through more pain in the short term. KJ, what's your X handle?
KJX Milligan, my friend. If you'd like to follow me, that'd be great.
Terry, do you think United need to get relegated straight? No.
No. But I think this is good. Getting close to relegation might be what we need, just to clear out half of this squad and bring in players who actually would want to play. Also, we need to buy from the Prem. Stop buying most of our players from abroad. We need players who can play in this league. Buy from the Prem.
Yes,
Please.
sir. We watched 2 players that should be on our team today.
This is what we should be looking at. You should be looking at players like Nuri. You should be trying to look. I don't think we should cheat the principles. What you can do in the short term is go, right, we really want a powerful, world-class player that can play in that 10 role. Maybe the 2 or 3 that meet that criteria are just unattainable or unaffordable for us. So maybe you what you can do is buy the right profile, but someone that isn't of that top level, because then you can still implement your style. What we don't want to do is go, right, we need a Frankie de Jong for a Ten Hag system. do you know what? Can't get him, so we'll go and get a DM and we'll play really pragmatic football for the first 2 years. And then in the third year, we'll try and play the Ten Hag way, and it falls apart. We can't do that again. Sorry to break it to you, Terry, but this current crop of United players is pretty rubbish. You can maybe salvage a couple of them. You're not really breaking anything to me. I said around 60 to 70% of them needs to go. The percentage is higher. What I'm disappointed in, and I don't agree that City's players have all lost their ability. Someone will say, why are you mentioning City? It's a United conversation, because I'm giving you a case in point. I think their players mentally have lost a grip of themselves as professionals, and they can't handle the current pressure and scrutiny and everything that's going on around them, and it's impacting their ability. I think there's a lot of these United players in this current squad that if we sell, unless we improve at the same time, you'll get a lot of United fans go, well, look what Bruno's doing that. You'll get listen, Rashford, a standout example. If Rashford leaves and goes PSG and kills it, you'll get a lot of these fanboys that are also United fans that will say, can't believe he got rid of him. Look at all the goals. We need goals. Why has he got? He's not going to do it at Man United again, in my opinion. Doing it away from the club is sometimes easier because the pressure is different. A lot of these guys at United, yes, the ability isn't at the level that we want, but I thought they would handle the pressure of this rebuild a bit better. That is the bit that shocked me. I can't believe mentally there this week, because most of our mistakes and problems are coming from the mentality rather than the ability side of things. Terry, should just play Heater next game. Yeah, I'd play Heater next game. Look, I want to thank everyone who's tuned in. We are going to be live on the Terrace after Liverpool versus Leicester. It's 1-0 to Leicester at the moment. It isn't going to stay that way, but it's 1-0 to Leicester right now. We're live after that game as well. Can you imagine a day where City, Chelsea, United, and Liverpool? It's not going to happen. All four are not losing in one day. That's just not happening. Yeah, look, hit the like button before you go.